Today, I am so proud to present ACR 176, a resolution recognizing April as Second Chance Month. Let's start with a question. Y'all ready for the question? Raise your hand if you've ever been given a second chance. I want you to think about what that chance meant to you. Now, if you're open to it, I want you to close your eyes. I want you to think back to that time that you messed up in elementary school. Maybe you pulled a high school prank, or maybe you did something you know you shouldn't have been doing. I want you to remember how relieved you were that you didn't get caught. Now think about all those who did get caught for doing the exact same thing you did that day. You can open your eyes. This is the reality of second chances. Sometimes you need them, and sometimes you are simply lucky enough to not have to ask for one. But today, we're not here to talk about pranks. We're here to talk about life-altering mistakes and just how pivotal an opportunity can be in turning someone's life around. Second Chance Month is about highlighting how meaningful getting another chance can be for those returning home from incarceration. After serving their debt to society and taking accountability, it really matters when someone believes in you, when the same system that locked you up invests in your success. Individuals returning from prison or jail attempt to support their families, contribute to their communities, and rebuild their lives, but significant barriers often stand in the way. They often face challenges accessing financial aid, securing housing, and obtaining employment. And that being the case, system-impacted folks often don't receive a real second chance, even though we should want those individuals to get their lives back on track. So why do I care so much about second chances? I have a story to share about Linda Gomez Evans, whose memory we hope to honor today. Linda, after spending 18 years in prison, where she led healing circles, founded the Sister Warriors Freedom Coalition, which brings together system-impacted folks to uplift their voices and advance policy change. I met Linda through the Community Coalition Fellowship. She was a standout from the beginning, a skilled community organizer who easily mobilized people toward action. She always saw the best in people, despite their past mistakes. She saw their potential and used her gifts to help them reach it. Linda recruited folks like David Wynn, someone who deeply shaped my involvement with criminal justice reform. She recruited David to join COCO, as it's affectionately called, and I had the pleasure of training both of them. After spending 16 years in prison, David received his college degree, dedicated his life to uplifting those around him with random acts of kindness and helping them find hope and transform their lives. He now serves as a representative for Mayor Karen Bass. In the process, David introduced me to so many people who had once felt hopeless because of their prison sentences. One of these individuals who's here today was Adonai Melendez. Adonai spent 30 years incarcerated, and after receiving his second chance, Adonai was ready to give back through living amends. He became involved with Homeboy Industries and developed into a restorative justice advocate and has since become a justice liaison with our team, supporting with getting others involved in our Justice League coalition. All that being said, mistakes have consequences. Let's not ever forget or ignore the victims and survivors. We also need to fight for resources and support for all those that have suffered because of others' mistakes, including victims and their families. Healing is not a linear process, and our support for victims, survivors, should not be an afterthought, but a priority. At the same time, our system is filled with cycles of victimization, as impacted folks often commit crimes stemming from their own victimization, often out of a need to protect themselves. And while hurt people, healed people also heal people. For this reason, we need to shift the narrative and start seeing incarcerated individuals and those coming home as people in need of healing and rehabilitation. We have seen the value of second chances through Linda and David and Adonai and all those being recognized today who lead with accountability, remorse, and a desire to give back. System-impacted folks can build up our society, but we cannot tear them down before they get that opportunity.
30 seconds.
To uplift these individuals, we must champion trauma-informed intervention programs, healing circles, mentorship, restorative practices, housing, workforce training, and expand access to educational opportunities for those who have been system impacted. And as they enter the job market and the education system, recidivism becomes so much more unlikely. So as we continue to make these opportunities more accessible, we will continue to see folks better support their families, contribute to their communities, and create a society where fewer individuals make the same mistakes they did. I want to close by reminding us that, as Brian Stevenson said, each of us is more than the worst thing we've ever done.